Welcome to Momedaram. In this video, we will see return statement with try, catch, finally blocks. This is one of the important interview question. They will ask try, catch, finally blocks with a return statement related questions. Let's get started. For the time being, we have created a program return statement, and here we are having division method. So it is taking two arguments, and we are doing division a divided by b. If we are handling with the try, catch, and finally blocks, if an exception happened, we are printing the message, and we are having finally block, so we are printing finally block. Let us convert this from void to int. Now if method returns a value and it has try, catch, finally blocks, then it should follow two rules. That is, if finally block returns a value, that means if we have return statement in finally block, return 0. That means if finally block has a value, then try and catch blocks may or may not return a value. So if we added return statement in the finally block, this it is not giving any exception. Or if finally block does not return a value, that means let us comment here. So if finally block does not return a value, then both try and catch block should have return statement, otherwise it will give error. Let us add here return I. If we added in the try block and we are not added in the catch block, so still it is giving error, missing return statement. Now let us add in the catch blocks also. Return we will give -1 here. If you see here, the exception gone. If finally statement is not having return statement, then it should be try and catch blocks have return statement. Now let us add a return statement in try, catch, and finally blocks, and now let us run the program. If you see here, the division operation is started and it is giving, oh, we are not printing, right? Let us print this one. Let us run this program. When you see here, division operation started, and try block and catch, there is no exception, so try block is executed, then finally block started executing, and here it is returning 0. So that means here we understand that if you have return statement in try, catch, and finally blocks, then this finally block will be overridden. Even though if you are returning whatever the value you are returning in try block, it won't bother. The finally block will override this value. If try, catch, and finally blocks have return statement, then we should not keep any statements after that. If we keep any statements after that, they will become unreachable. So unreachable code in Java is nothing but compile time error. It will give compile time error. That is the reason it is giving error. And one more important point, if you see here, sometimes interviews also ask if we have written statement in try and catch blocks also, this finally blocks will be executed. Only this finally block will not be executed when we use system.exist. Other than in all the cases, even though if you are returning or not returning in the try catch blocks, this finally block will be always executed. Let us summarize so far what we have discussed. As we discussed, if a method returns a value and it has try, catch, and finally blocks in it, then follow the rules need to follow. Then it needs to follow the below rules. That is, if finally block returns a value, if finally blocks it is returning a value, then try and catch blocks may or may not have a return value. If finally block does not return a value, that means it is not having return statement, then both try and catch blocks must return a value. Finally block overrides any return values from the try and catch blocks. That means if you are returning whatever the value in the try block or in the catch block, if you are returning some value in the finally block, that finally block value will be the end result of that method. If try, catch, finally blocks are returning a value, then we should not keep any statements after the finally block. If we keep, they will be unreachable. So unreachable code gives compile time error in Java. Finally block will be always executed even though try and catch blocks are returning the control. This is all about return statement with the try, catch and finally blocks. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.